Hello there folks, welcome back to another adventure with me. I'm here at a new trail that I'm going to be hopefully exploring and venturing out into. This is called the Harkening Hill Trail, which is located here in the Blue Ridge Parkway. The distance of today's trail is supposed to be a 3.7 mile round trip hike, and I am really looking forward to hiking today's trail because it is finally spring, guys. It is finally the middle of spring. Right now it's already almost the end of April, and it just feels finally the day that I've been looking forward to. So it just feels so pleasant outside, clear skies. As you can see, everything is just blooming and thriving and just makes me feel really good. You know what I mean? So I got everything I need in my backpack. I got plenty of water. I didn't bring any tea today, but I did bring plenty of water. And I brought some lunch, brought some snacks. Anyway, I'm ready to go ahead and check out this trail. So if you guys are ready, let's go. It's going to be a great time. Well folks, I have been really enjoying this hiking trail so far. I've just been enjoying the different plants and flowers and things around me that is growing. It just feels like everything is alive. You know, you see different bugs and bees and ants, and just feels like everything around me is alive, and and I feel alive at the same time. I feel great, you know. It's been just a peaceful, refreshing hike, and saw a couple people on this trail, not much though, maybe like 2 so far, but I've been really enjoying this location so far. This is a really cool location, and I feel like I want to come back here again. I feel like there's more hiking trails around this area because I was able to see like a lake and a couple mountain views. It's just really beautiful area here specifically. So I don't know if there's going to be a view here at the end here. I think there's going to be one, but we'll find out together, guys. It's going to be an epic venture. Alrighty guys, as you can see, I've made it to the viewpoint of the Harkening Hill Trail, and I'm gonna go ahead and eat some food right now and enjoy the beautiful view and the beautiful scenery and just the peacefulness around me and have a good time. So let me show you real quick what I brought with me. So as you guys already know, I have some water. I don't have much left in this first bottle. Then I got some more water. I am actually very grateful and thankful that I was able to bring 2 water bottles today. As you can see, I'm halfway through the trail and already one is gone, so I'm glad I brought 2 today. That was a smart decision. Next, I've got some delicious carrots, as you can see right here. Then, got my handy dandy beef jerky. I brought some today because I didn't bring like a lot of food today, so I'm like, if I get hungry, this is gonna be my backup plan. Next, for my fruit, I brought some delicious raisins. Kind of hard to show you on camera here. There you go. But these are just dried raisins, which are healthy for you. So I'm like, let me bring some fruit. And for my main dish today, I brought something that I kind of rarely bring on a hike. I believe I brought it one time before. This is called tibs. Beef tibs, which is injera bread and beef tibs inside. I'm gonna go ahead and pray and go ahead and eat my food because I am hungry. So let's do it. Alrighty, let's try these beef tips. By the way, thank you, wife, for making them for me yesterday. So flavorful and spicy. I love it. When you're hungry, food tastes like 2 times better. Check this out. Yeah, in order to make these beef tips, you have to have a special sauce called berbere sauce. In the area where I live, it's not easy to find, including the injera bread, because this is injera bread from Ethiopia, and you can tell the difference between like bread from Ethiopia, or I call it bread, but the injera bread from Ethiopia or the ones here. So my hands are dirty, but it's pretty nice. Usually you're supposed to eat this food hot, but I don't have anything to warm it up right here, so it honestly still tastes really good cold. I'm not gonna lie, it still tastes amazing cold. I would still eat it cold any day. Alrighty, let's try some raisins. Wow, this is so nice. What a great snack. So glad I brought it with me today. Well guys, I have enjoyed my lunch. It was really delicious. Thanks again to my incredible wife who made it. I've just been sitting here enjoying the views, and I've just been really thinking about like how incredible it is to be able to see such a big transformation here in nature. You know, in terms of you know, that I'm able to see a bunch of things growing, you know, a lot of greenery, a lot of grass, and a lot of things just blooming and flourishing and just growing, you know. And if you guys have seen the video which I did last time, which was Hone Quarry, you would not see like barely any of that, you know. It's just in my opinion, it's a huge transformation, and I'm so grateful for seasons, you know, to God, and so grateful that I was able to see such a beautiful transformation in nature. Honestly, for me, when I see things grow, when I see like grass grow, beautiful flowers and just different brushes and trees and the green leaves on trees, and just be able to hear the birds chirping and singing, and just makes me feel alive, makes me feel good, you know. As you guys also know, we had Easter a couple weeks ago, and as you guys know, many people usually go to church that day, including myself, and there's something I really want to share with you guys that my pastor talked about on that Easter Sunday that has been stuck in my mind for a while, and I've just been really thinking about it. And it is actually a question. It's a question that is written in the book of Luke, chapter 24, verse 5. Before I read you the question, I'm going to read you the first 5 verses of this chapter, just so you guys have an idea of the story of what's going on. And this is, of course, the story of when Jesus got resurrected. So there were 2 Marys that went to see the sepulcher, or that cave, and a couple people with them. So check this out. This is what happened. Now, upon the first day of the week, very early in the morning, they came unto the sepulchre, bringing the spices which they had prepared, and certain others with them. And they found the stone rolled away from the sepulchre. And they entered in, and found not the body of the Lord Jesus. And it came to pass, as they were much perplexed thereabout, behold, 2 men stood by them in shining garments. And as they were afraid, and bowed down their faces to the earth, they said unto them, Why seek ye the living among the dead? He is not here, but is risen. Remember how he spake unto you when he was yet in Galilee. And that's the question I wanted to focus on right here. When those people that came to the sepulchre, they saw 2 men standing there, which, as we know, they were angels. They asked them one question. They said, Why seek ye the living among the dead? He's not here. What happened is those people, including the disciples, they completely forgot that Jesus told them that he's going to die, and on the 3rd day he's going to rise again, but they forgot. And they were trying to seek the living, which was Jesus. Of course, he was resurrected, so he was alive among the dead, which is among the dead people there, and I guess in the cemetery, which they had back then. So the point I'm trying to make here is that sometimes we as people, we're trying to grow in our life, right? We're trying to grow mentally, physically. We're just trying to grow and make sure that we see progress in our life, make sure that we are happy in this life, because growth makes us happy and we see progress, you know? And I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to ask this question myself. Why are we seeking the living among the dead? What I mean by that is that Jesus said in John 14:6 that he's the way, the truth, and the last part is that he's the life. Jesus is the life. So we need to seek him because he's the life, and he's the only one who can give us that purpose and meaning in this life and can help us grow. Think of it like a plant or grass or anything that grows. It has to come out of the ground, and then what does it do? It's trying to reach, not trying to reach, but it's trying to grow toward the sun because it knows the sun is what gives it energy. The sun is what helps it grow. And the sun is the source of light here on earth, and Jesus is the light. He's that source that we need to go to that can help us grow and help us to flourish in this life and to be able to not just survive in this life, but flourish and thrive like different plants and things that we see today, that we saw today on the trail, And this is the lesson that I want to leave for myself and for you guys, is that instead of us seeking the living things that will help us grow among the dead, let us go to the source, which is Jesus, and let us learn from him and focus our eyes on him and soak our soul, soak our life into his word, the Bible. This is where we can find real meaning. This is where we can find real purpose, and this is where we can flourish and grow in our daily life, That's what I want to leave for you guys. And if you're one of those people who are just the same every day, who doesn't change, who's still stuck, in life, and you feel depressed and sad and feel like there's no meaning and purpose in this life, I hope this lesson can help you out today. I hope you can see that Jesus is the source of life. He's the one who can really give you life. So let us not seek the living among the dead. Let us not soak our brains into our phones or soak our brains into other things that make us feel empty and make us feel depressed and give us nothing in return except emptiness and sadness and depression. But let us go to Jesus and his word that is going to give us strength and energy, like the plants, they get the energy from the sun, to get that energy to be able to flourish and grow in this life instead of sitting in one place and not making any progress in this life. Gonna enjoy this beautiful evening, maybe even catch a sunset. That would be pretty cool actually if I can. Today's just been such a great day, honestly, barely any wind, and it's just been very relaxing. So alrighty guys, I am going back down the trail now. It is quite nice that it's a downhill now. That's one advantage about mountains, is that you got uphill, then you got a downhill. It is awesome. So Well folks, this is the end of the trail. I have finished the Harkening Hill Trail and the Johnson Farm, to my surprise. I knew I was going to be passing by the Johnson Farm, but I did not expect to see like the different sheds, and I didn't even think that I was able to go inside there, but the gates and stuff was open, so that was so cool that I was able to go inside and check that out. That was really cool. But anyway, today I hiked a total distance of 5.58 miles, a total ascent of 1,059 feet, and a total time of 4 hours, 49 minutes. So as you guys have seen, this is not like a long hike, and it's a really fun and enjoyable hike, to be honest. I really like this area specifically, and I would like to come here again and do some more hiking trails in this area. So yeah, I really enjoyed this hiking trail today. Finally felt like a real spring hike, you know, with things growing. And right now the sun is about to set here in about half an hour. I'm gonna try to see if I can catch it, because I did see a couple overlooks getting here, so hopefully on the way back I might be able to stop in one of them and maybe catch the sunset, but I'm not sure. We'll do the best that we can. But honestly, this was such an incredible hike. It definitely exceeded my expectations, and I highly recommend this hike to those who wants to do an easy but a fun hike. Glad I was able to also see a lot of wildlife. I saw, actually, I don't know if I did not tell you this, I actually was able to see a deer today on the way back. It was hard to capture it because, you know, deer are quick and they ran away. But anyway, I was able to see a deer. It's super cool. So saw a bunch of wildlife, and it just feels like finally the Shenandoah Valley is alive with wildlife and plants and stuff that is finally growing. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this adventure. Can't wait to do some more this year, and hope to see you guys in another video this year. So stay safe and God bless.